everyone. Welcome to another episode of One Patriot. And my name is Burning Spear Patriot, and I'm joined by...
I am Libby Patriot.
Thank you again for joining us. This topic is going to be about the Biden press conference. This is the first press conference he's had since he's become president. And we just wanted to go over a few things that we observed through the press conference. There were a lot of things that I was really concerned about that we're going to go over. Some things about the border, some things about guns, some things about how the reporters conducted some of the questions. And these things really didn't sit well with me. Miss Libby Lioux is going to start off with her thoughts on how he handled the questions regarding the border. Now, my opinion, he completely lied throughout the entire thing as far as like the border goes. One of the things he lied about, in my opinion, was, it's not even an opinion, it's a fact, but how he said that the surges were the same during the Trump administration compared to his, which is completely untrue. Trump was the one that put an end to all the surges. The surges came when Biden got into office. So I want to just talk about that for a second. He said something along the lines of, oh, well, when Trump was in, because one of the reporters, she's a moron. I think, what's her name? Yamichi or whatever her name is from PBS.
From PBS.
Yeah, this idiot goes on and says something along the lines of, oh, how, is it because you are such a decent and good man that now everybody is coming to the border because they think you're going to let them in and because you have morals and because you're such a good guy.
So honorable.
You're so honorable. And Biden goes, well, the surge during the Trump administration was 31% of the migrants that came were unaccompanied minors, and during my administration, the surge that came of the migrants were 28% of unaccompanied migrants. Well, I had a huge problem with what he said because what he said is misleading. His surge, the migrants are coming in way bigger numbers now than they were back in the day when Trump was in office. The numbers are just staggering, and he's on pace to break records right now. So if you have, let's say that you have 500,000 migrants that are coming in, right? And 31% or 28% of those migrants are unaccompanied minors. And then you have another surge that is, let's say, 200,000 migrants, and 31% of those unaccompanied migrants are unaccompanied minors. Which number is going to be bigger? Is it going to be the 2K with the 31% of minors, or is it going to be the 500K with the 28% migrants? 28% minors, excuse me. So this is how he uses like weasel words to act like his administration is doing a better job. He's not doing a better job.
No, he's weaseling manipulating. He's not even manipulating the data. He's just presenting the data in a favorable fashion. But if you look beyond these percentages he's throwing out, then definitely, like you said, he's on track for like record numbers
Mm-hmm.
of migrants coming in. And I think, like, circling back to pull a press secretary, circling back.
Oh,
When she asked that question, like, what's her name? PBS, whatever her name is. To me, it was like, literally, nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that he's this honorable dude. No one, I should say, in foreign nations, like especially Mexico. That's not why they're coming. They're coming because they think he's weak.
Yeah.
That he's not going to protect the border, not
Yeah.
because he's so honorable. That
Yeah.
is literally not happening.
I mean, even the reporters said that the reason why I sent my child was because Biden was not going to send him back. And
Oh, you're talking about the 9-year-old?
Yeah, the 9-year-old that came.
interviewed?
Yeah, because Biden wasn't going to send him back because it wasn't even because he was compassionate. Because he's not going to send him back because he's too weak.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how their perception is out there. That just means that other countries think our borders are weak. Other countries think that anybody can just walk right into our country with no consequences, no repercussions. And this is why the surge, it's crazy how it just, right when Biden got in, the surge just went through the roof. Through the roof.
Yeah, they're at what, like 100 and I can't remember the percentage, but like way over capacity.
Yeah.
And all these facilities.
Yes, there are 18,000 minors that are currently, and the number is growing, that are currently, I don't want to say, would you call them incarcerated or being held detained
at border.
detained at the border. So this surge is no coincidence. It's because they think our borders are weak now because of Biden.
Yeah. There is when he mentioned the weather, that's a partial truth.
Yeah, that is a partial
truth,
I agree with
but
that.
It doesn't paint the entire picture.
No, it doesn't. Like, so if that's the case, then why did Trump have lower numbers? Why was every time each year that passed, Trump's numbers went down? They're surging the border, or they're charging the border because they think the border is weak.
Yep.
Like every measure that Trump implemented in securing the border, Biden has wiped away.
Yep.
He's wiped them out.
It's not because
Every
they
executive
think the border
order
is weak. The border is weak right now.
It is weak. Yeah.
And that's no
think
that's no knock on our border patrol. Like
no, it's not. They're not getting the support.
Yep.
They're not getting the support. And they're going to keep surging the border until Biden gets tough.
Yep.
And it's I don't see that happening anytime soon. He made this little press conference to try to address that. And
he tried to circumvent the real conversation about it. Like by he didn't give any hard he gave no actionable steps, right? He's not like, he did mention, they've attained Fort Bliss.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. He didn't mention, what about these like hotels that are costing taxpayers?
Because they're unprepared.
Yeah.
They are so unprepared because if they were to have the reason why, and there's another thing that a big controversy that they're not allowing the reporters to check any of these facilities.
Right.
It's because they are unprepared. They got rid of all of the executive orders that Trump implemented, got rid of all the deals that Trump had with Mexico. Keep the asylum seekers in Mexico until their case is heard. Right? If they are coming from a different country or a country in, I don't know, south of Mexico, they are really supposed to be asking for asylum in the next country that they flee. That is the part of the deal of the United Nations. That was the deal that was made through all the countries that were a part of the United Nations. You ask for asylum in the neighboring country that you are near. If that country can't support you, then you go to the next country.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like you could continue traveling to whichever country was
you're supposed to go to the first country that is neighboring the country that you're fleeing. Unless that country is going to persecute you the same way that the other country that you're fleeing is from. Yeah. So
interesting. And well, I
mean, if you look at every, like, most of these people who are applying for asylum, they get sent back. They either get sent back or they don't show up for their court case.
Of course, they're not going to show up to their court case.
I mean, they've already started the catch and release because their facilities are so overfilled that they started the catch and release. So we're back to every measure that Trump has taken. They have literally gotten rid of. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the deal that they had with Mexico, where they said Mexico has to have agents at the southern border, right, to guard their southern border, Mexico's southern border, that borders, what do you say, Central America, I guess you can say. I'm not great on geography, but that border where people from El Salvador, Honduras, and these other Southern American countries are coming through.
Southern North American.
Southern North American, yeah. Southern North American countries like I said, El Salvador, Honduras, and these other countries. Their migrants are coming through Mexico. They're not even applying for asylum in Mexico. They're going straight to America. And Mexico had a deal with America that they were going to put agents at that southern border. And that deal is no longer there. They had a deal with Mexico that the asylum seekers were going to stay and remain in Mexico until their court date appears, or till their court date is up. And then they can come and they will be on trial, and they will, their application will be heard. Now, 85% of those who are 85% of those who are applying for asylum are getting rejected, sent back. Most of these people are not even qualified for asylum.
They just want to come to.
They just want to come to the United States for mainly economic reasons, which is not
a reason to.
It's not. It's not a good reason. It's not even a reason legally to apply for to get asylum.
Right. What they need to do is apply for citizenship.
Yes, and there are channels to go through that.
Yes.
Which they are not doing. So these migrants aren't stupid. These migrants are smart. Because catch and release is here again. These migrants, once they get across the border, they are happy to get detained because they know they're going to get released.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been on this long trip. Hell yeah, detain me.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get released. I'm gonna get detained. I'm gonna get a court date, and they're gonna release me.
I'm not at the mercy of coyotes anymore.
Yes.
Like
and then I'll just hide within America, and I don't even have to worry about coming back because I'm not gonna come back.
Sanctuary
yes,
states.
exactly.
Yep.
All I have to do is make it to California. All I have to do is make it to one of these sanctuary cities, and I'm good. I don't even have to come back for my court date, and I'll just blend in and, be an illegal alien in America.
Yeah, and that's not to say that these facilities are like, there's real issues there, like supplies, but it beats the alternative. Is basically, wandering through the desert. So
what Trump's policies were doing, they were deterring a lot of migrants from coming. Because you had the border wall, which Biden has suspended building the wall. You had the deal with Mexico, right? You had where he stopped funding and stopped giving aid to these countries like El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, where he said, all right, we're going to stop giving you aid if you don't help us with this migrant situation or this illegal alien situation. And then right then and there, they start complying. They start like, okay, we'll help you. Yeah. Well, El Salvador, Honduras, all these countries in the South, they started helping with this whole situation, right? Biden is just giving them aid again and not even asking them to do anything again. And it's like, this is why you're getting such a big surge at the border.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know enough about the situation he was talking about, but in Biden's press conference, he talked about he sent money for streetlights.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I could be wrong, maybe, but I'm pretty sure that streetlights aren't a reason that people are going to end up staying in a country if they're really in harm's way.
Yeah,
or
streetlights aren't going to stop it.
Yeah, or starving. Streetlights, that's your solution? That's what you're going to give money to these countries for? Streetlights? No, how about we get them economically stable? Get small businesses going, farms going. What are we doing giving money for streetlights?
Yeah. Biden is clueless. He doesn't know. He says he's a problem solver, but he's not solving any problems. He's just making more problems.
That's laughable.
Yeah. Problem solver. This guy's a joke. A joke.
He was hired to solve problems, not create division.
And you weren't hired, you were elected. What are you talking about being hired? The people elected you.
Technically, he is hired by China. If we want
you're hired by not the American people.
Yeah.
You were elected.
All right? Elected.
So, talking about, I was hired, as if you set out an application and then somebody just started, gave you an interview and then you just, no.
Yeah. The
people elected you to do a job.
That spoke volumes to me when he used the word hired.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, you.
And I just wanted to talk about some of the things about the reporters and their questioning. We didn't have any questions about COVID-19. We didn't have any questions about guns.
No. It was all about immigration.
Mm-hmm.
That was the bulk of it.
Immigration and filibuster.
The filibuster. There was one about withdrawing troops too.
Oh, Afghanistan. Yeah. And what do you think about that? Do you think he's going to withdraw any troops from Afghanistan?
There's no way he's going to withdraw troops. He can fill the pockets of far too many people that make him powerful to keep troops in Afghanistan. There's no way he's pulling out.
When did he... how long... Wow. How long have they been saying that? How long have the neolibs and the neocons been saying we're going to withdraw troops from Afghanistan and Iraq for years?
Decades at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's a bunch of baloney. And it's not going to happen. And when they asked, do you foresee us having troops in the next year, because he wouldn't give a specific answer, his shifty eyes, you could read on him. He's like, I don't see that. And you could tell that's a bald-faced lie.
Yeah, he said, I don't see why not, or something. That's what I expect, or something like that.
Yeah.
Some kind of
wishy-washy, vague answer, because he knows. They're
Yeah,
gonna say.
I wanted to like go back to the reporters.
Oh yeah.
And their the job that they did. Wow, no wonder they picked these reporters.
Yeah.
Because Biden had a list of reporters that were given to him by his handlers. Mm-hmm. He was also given talking points by his handlers that he had on a notepad, and it's fine to have notes. Other presidents have had notes. As much as we like to say that Trump likes to go off the cuff, and he does probably more than any other president, he had notes from the time to time, but it was very rare that he used notes.
Yeah.
There was a complete contrast between how Biden handles his press conferences and Trump. Trump is shoot from the hip,
Love it.
Yes, he shoot from the hip. Yes, he is a guy that just does not. He and maybe to his fault, he may be under prepared on some issues, but he had at least a grasp or a knowledge on every single issue, and he was well prepared as far as giving the basics. He might not be able to get super in depth with them, but like Biden, he'll read off of his talking points, and then he won't know what to do to follow up after that. Like, for example, they asked about the reporters coming in to the facilities, and he said, they said, do you have any idea of when the reporters can come and get an idea of what's going on in these facilities? And he went on this like stupid little explanation of what his plan was and what they were going to do. And she asked him again, do you know when that's going to happen? And he goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, well, we want full transparency along the entire way, but you can't see until things are well underway. But I don't know when things are going to be well underway. I don't have an answer for you. What a joke.
He's a joke.
What a joke.
Yeah, because he knows that if they let him in now, it's going to look like a disaster. Like
because it is a disaster.
Yeah, exactly. The optics are going to be bad, and his administration is going to look really bad.
Yeah.
Because his party is supposed to be the party of compassion,
right.
and look at what you're doing to these kids. You got them sleeping on the floor. You got them in freaking cheap sleeping bags, and it's not sanitary, and due to the whole thing with
smashed together.
Yeah, smashed together, and that's not good for if you want to battle COVID-19, the Chinese Wuhan virus. Your administration is gonna look bad. So they want to make sure that they can get the flowers, paint the house, and repaint the house, and rearrange everything, and get everything in order, and sweep up the floor and clean the house and make it all nice so the reporters can come in.
You know what it reminded me of, and we may have to cut this part, but when we were watching that Jonestown documentary, like before the congressmen, before the reporters can come in.
Yeah, they were all painting the freaking houses.
Before the Jonestown massacre, because they wanted this appearance of like, look at this, we've got everything under control.
And they were rehearsing what to say to the reporters.
Exactly.
They were practicing what to say to reporters. And Jim Jones was saying, no, don't say that. Say it like this.
Exactly.
And this is what they're doing right now.
They're going to be coaching everybody.
Yes.
Everybody at the facility is going to be, these are the answers you can give.
Yes.
That's what they're prepping for.
Yes.
They don't want transparency.
Yeah.
They want a facade. It's trash.
Yep.
But
yeah, and like the way the reporters were asking these questions, like there are a few reporters that had some good questions, but for the most part, they were all softball questions.
Yeah.
I was just
Those
really
are
upset.
Fluff questions. I don't even know if
Yes.
you can say softball. They're fluff questions.
Yeah. That reporter from PBS, what a joke. She's a freaking activist.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall. Wasn't there an incident with her and Trump? I'm sure there was. Many,
Oh yeah, back in the day where she asked a stupid question and Trump was like, that is such a he said something along that's not she said that's a dumb he said that's a stupid question. And then like the headline, oh yeah, he's talking down to a black woman, and it's
right,
like
yeah.
Trump's a racist, and like no, it was a stupid question.
Yeah, that's right. I recall now.
Yeah, like
She
you
got,
can't
like,
do
all
anything to
snooty,
any
right?
kind of minority otherwise, and then if you do, if you're white, the media is gonna run with it and call whoever a racist. That's their ammo. Everybody's numb to it now. Nobody even cares about it anymore. And the word racist has lost so much meaning that it's not even a thing in my book. It's lost its meaning because the left has taken it and just worn it out.
Yep.
We don't. I mean, what is real racism? The bar is set so low that we don't even actually know what racist things are anymore. It's crazy.
To a man with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It's like just going to town. But yeah, I'm also interested to see, like, he mentioned a couple times that Kamala is going to be taking over initiative on this.
Yikes.
Yeah. I'm like, oh.
I have no confidence in that woman at all.
No confidence.
I have no confidence for her to lead anything. No. She is...
But no one asked about that.
Yeah, nobody asked about that. These reporters are just... This was the...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this was just the worst performance. Not only was Biden's performance bad, but these reporters, their performance was embarrassing.
Yeah.
All fluff questions, like you said.
There was
no good follow-up questions.
There was one that was like, okay, that's kind of leaning in towards the direction, and it was when the one reporter who had interviewed the 9-year-olds, she did push back a little bit because she's like, I'm not following, and kind of gave him a chance to rectify his answer, or correct his answer, I should say, because he was like, oh, these people are coming from these hard countries, and like, we're not going to leave them out in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're not going to leave them starving like the last administration.
And then she asked, she was like, well, the mother called, and he's like, oh, well, he's got a mother. We're going to send him back. She was like, wait, I'm not following.
Yeah, she's like...
I thought it was a hardship country. And like, that was the only place where I was like, all right, there's a little respect there.
Yeah, yeah. And that was good that she pushed back on it. I do remember that now. Like,
but it was
he's like,
gentle.
Yeah, it was gentle. It was like... Biden is a big contradiction. He's trying to put this facade that he's just this compassionate guy, this great compassionate guy that is all for trying to help the children and everything. This guy's a joke. He's not. He's one of the worst when it comes to the border.
Yep.
One of the worst. I just want to say, or segue into another topic. How do you think Biden looked as far as his physical presence, his physical, just his demeanor up there? How do you think he looked? Did he look strong? Did he look weak? Did he look...
Oh, gosh. Well, if I'm being objective, he looked better than he had in some previous interviews, but as a whole, like, and as a president, no, he looked weak. You could see the moments in his eyes where he just, like, phased out, right? Like, he just, like, tuned out. There was not any awareness, or, like, his brain just couldn't focus.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you have dementia.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a point. There was a point in that press conference where this woman was asking him a question, and it was like he almost checked out.
Yeah.
He literally walked away from the podium, and he's like, he caught himself, and he was like, oh shoot, the press conference is still going on, so he had to go back to the podium. Yeah. And it's like, yo, this guy he's not all there. This guy's out to lunch.
Well, even when he was talking like that big blunder where he was like talking about, I've never not known how to get things done, or however he phrased it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if you love something and he's just like, you can tell he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's all, anyway,
well. Yeah. I don't. He always does this. Like he seems like he's gonna go on this whole thing, like just a big, speech about something, and then he'll stop himself. Well, anyway, well, yeah,
and
okay.
I mean, to be fair, like I will do that sometimes too, but like the gears are working. His is just like. Mm-hmm. Oh crap, I forgot what I was talking about. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't panic.
Well, about the time when he was talking about the filibuster, and he said, oh, I've been in the Senate 120 years. And the media tried to spin it to where it seemed like, oh, he was talking about the filibuster being 120 years. No, he wasn't. He got confused with the two.
When I got to the Senate,
yes, 120 years ago. Yes, he said that. Those were his words verbatim.
Yeah.
And let's say, like, he literally said those words. And the media just jumps up to cover for this guy. Yeah. And let's talk about the media. How they were just calling this the greatest performance of any first press conference.
Round of applause for Biden.
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me? No, like... Any reporter that says that was a successful press conference should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. I personally will rate his physical presence as weak. He looked weak. He looked old. Mm-hmm. He looked bored. He bored me.
He was so hard to get through.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. That was the worst. I could not that was the most boring press conference I've ever seen in my life. Man, that was so boring. He looked weak.
Yes. It's like pulling teeth sitting through that. Like, oh, get on with it. Like.
Yes. Yeah. It was crazy. So, yes, they ask about different things. They ask about, like you said, when are they going to bring the troops home? They ask about North Korea and the filibuster, and this is when I saw him like get some pep in his step. It was when they were talking about the filibuster. You see, here's the thing about Democrats and just politicians in general. When you talk about them losing any kind of power, this is when they jump up. Like, oh, they're gonna lose power. Mm-hmm. When it talks about them flexing their power, Biden was like up and ready. Like he was like, you gave him a shot of freaking, I don't know, like what's that thing you give you? Adrenaline. Yeah. Yes, he got a shot of adrenaline when they started talking about the filibuster, because that's talking about him and his party gaining or losing power.
He had done that a couple times too, and people would talk about like, oh, how do you feel about people saying Kamala is gonna step in and act as first president? He's real quick to be like,
yes,
I am the president.
Yes,
like
exactly.
No.
And they told him to say that, because before he was just like, I mean, I'm the president, but President Kamala Harris. Like he would, because his handlers, Biden doesn't know where he's at, man. Biden doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's president. He's just this guy is just there.
Yeah.
He's just there. He's just a vessel for the freaking special interest groups, This guy is not all there at all. We don't even have a president, honestly.
That's a terrifying thought, but you had mentioned something about his snippiness too.
Yes, which I believe is a sign of dementia. Whenever you snap back, and he was pretty snappy at some of the reporters. I forget what the topic was. Oh gosh, I forget but he was pretty snappy about it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have wrote it down, but I do have it in my notes where the way he handled the question was like easily offended.
Yeah. So is that a serious question?
Yeah. I forget what question it was. Is that a serious question? Yeah. Like, wow.
I think it had something to
Come
do
on,
with the
man.
border
Is that a serious question? Come on, man.
But there was this is the only moment of spark that I saw in him where I was like, not in a positive way, I guess, but it was where you could tell he was triggered.
Yeah, he was real triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, the only time they get a pep in their step or a shot of adrenaline is when they're talking about them gaining or losing power. Then they start getting, that's why this filibuster thing really, and when they talked about the voting thing in Georgia, that's when he got animated and got some pep in his step.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you say, the Jim Crow is more like it looks more like Jim Eagle. And it's like, they're so transparent. These a-holes, right? Whenever you talk about them losing power, they can't take it. Mm-mm. They get crazy.
Real sensitive.
Yeah, real sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was... But I wonder if, too, so mainstream media thinking about these journalists, these softball questions, I wonder if they've been, briefed or are aware. I mean, they have to know that he has dementia, but I wonder if they avoid asking him triggering questions like that because it is
They will never ask him. I haven't heard one person ask about his mental health. When Trump was in office, they would ask him about his mental health all the time.
Yeah.
That's where the whole stable genius thing comes from. That's where the whole, every time he may have looked like he had some kind of, physical thing going on with him. I remember, there was where was this thing? Where he was drinking the water. He helped his hand up because, this is signs of a stroke. He's showing signs of a disabled man physically, and they didn't mention the fact that the guy saluted 5,000 soldiers that day, so his arm was all messed up.
Yeah,
and when he walked down the little ramp, he was walking down real gingerly. The guy's a freaking senior citizen. He's supposed to walk down the ramp gingerly. I would not have a problem with Biden tripping up some stairs had he not said anything about Trump walking down the ramp.
And if they wouldn't have blamed it on the wind.
Yes.
Be I tripped.
God,
I'm human. Can you just give us that?
Yes.
We get it. You're an old dude, but you're trying to blame the wind?
Yeah, it's
no.
Garbage. These people are so whack.
Yeah. and it was acceptable to question Trump and his health in those states. But when you bring anything up about Biden's health, mental, physical, it's like, you can't. You're a terrible human being.
How dare you?
You're talking about his speech. He has a stutter.
He has a stutter. They try to shame you.
Of the disabled, and it's like, where was his stutter the last 40 years?
Yeah.
Don't give me that.
Yeah. He's always been a gaffe machine.
Yeah,
but he used to be a pretty decent speaker back in the day. He was pretty decent, actually. I mean, I've watched a lot of his. The other day, I was watching a few of his old speeches, and they were pretty damn good. For him, they were pretty good because he showed.
It's because other great writers have written everything.
Yes, every good, but he was a plagiarist. I mean, but he was, I say I give him a C+ as far as execution of those speeches, because those speeches he seemed like he believed them.
Yeah.
He seemed like the way he executed them is he showed enthusiasm. He showed passion for it. That's fair. Now you don't see that anymore. He's just this old, feeble, weak old man.
Like,
yes, he's a shell of his former self, and that's who the people elected. Unfortunately,
why?
Don't know.
It's the orange man bad.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's pretty much our topic on that.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this whole thing with Lil Nas X.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I made a video on my channel, Burning Spirit Patriot, on YouTube. And that whole video just did not sit well with me. I couldn't even finish the damn video. It was just that whack. It was that garbage. It was that atrocious. It was that blasphemous. Mm-hmm. The degenerate images going on in that video, the just vile antichrist things that were going on in that video, that is, by the way, being marketed to children. I was speechless. They are always trying to push the envelope. This is a test on what they can, on what they are. They're testing the market. They're seeing, like, let's see how far we can push it this time. You know, because they came out with the damn WAP. They came out with the other images that were demonic, like Lady Gaga and even Katy Perry and Madonna, who, by the way, did it way better than Lil Nas X.
Agreed.
Way better. They have satanic images in their art, but they do it and execute it on a level that's so high that it's just better. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not condoning, what they're doing, but the artistic value is on a different level. This crap that Lil Nas X was doing was, I don't know what to say. I don't even know how to describe what he was doing.
I can only describe it as, I don't know. Yeah, I just pour. If this were a, say, like a female, like a white female artist doing this, or if it were, we'll just leave it at that. If it wasn't Lil Nas X, because he's a black gay man, that's why everybody's praising it, which is cringy. It is so cringy. Yes. Like, we're not, like, blasphemy aside, it's just cringy that they're saying, oh, this is an artistic masterpiece. It's trash, first of all. But because he's gay, it's like, oh, yay, we're like normalizing homosexuality. And
it's garbage. What they're doing is they're trying to say, oh, he's allowing gay people to come out freely. This is making it easier for gay people to come out. No, it's not.
No, what does this do for the gay community?
Yeah, how is this making it easier for the gay community? If not, you're just going to get more people to condemn it.
Exactly.
Because what they're going to associate it with is the devil.
Yep, exactly. And the sheer fact that Lil Nas X knows, is it Lil Nas X or just Lil Nas?
Lil Nas X.
Okay, Lil Nas X.
Which makes me ashamed because Nas is one of my favorite rappers and he used his name.
It's such a shame. Oh, yeah, that gets to me. I didn't mind it so much for Old Town Road, but like now as he's evolving, I'm like, whatever, you could have come up with your own name. Anyway, he knows his audience. He said it outright. His core audience is children.
Like, he said that.
Yeah. He's well aware that
he knows
is
what
who
he's
this
doing.
video is being pushed to, is children. What the?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But then people want to talk about, like, on one hand, oh, these wild QAnoners, which I'm not a QAnoner, like, by any means. But then stuff like this comes out and it's like we're all applauding it.
Yeah.
How that only seems to support QAnoners, like these theories that they have.
Yeah, that makes QAnon look good, actually.
Exactly. It's like, see, told you so. Like,
yeah, my thing is, they are using these images, and like I mentioned in these videos, I'm really upset that they continually push forward these effeminate black men. Where are all the masculine black men? I don't see them being pushed to the forefront anymore. Like I said in my last video, I think the last of the Mohicans was probably Idris Elba was the last prominent masculine black male figure in the mainstream.
yeah.
And before him was Denzel Washington. But where are these masculine black men? There are none in hip hop unless they're from the old school and they're already established. But what new masculine black men are they pushing? None.
No.
None. They're not pushing any new masculine black men. Everybody is just gay. Everybody is gay. Everybody's like, or they're either gay or they're effeminate.
Yeah.
Mainly just effeminate. You can go down from Lil Yachty. I don't even know these guys' names anymore. But like, they're so. It's because I haven't followed it. I haven't purchased a rap album since like 2015.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain trying to think, because I love music. I love checking out new artists, but I couldn't name one.
Yeah, I can't name one. Name one. Name one that's prominent. Name one that's not some B level. I want to know what A-lister. There's already not very many A-list black males out there. Name me an A-list masculine black male that is highly influential.
You could make the argument of Childish Gambino.
No.
But
no, you cannot. No, he's not masculine. That guy's not masculine. You kidding me? Oh man.
But I agree.
Did you see
But
his
that's the most masculine that I could think
And that's
of.
a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get outside of mainstream, there's some right-wing masculine artists that are emerging.
Yeah, but look at who they're. Yeah, I get it. I know there are some masculine, artists, but they're not being the ones that are being.
No, they're not
pushed.
being picked
This is
up
going
by,
to be this song is going to propel this Lil Nas X guy to the front, to the top.
Oh, yeah.
This song is going to, because controversy, good or bad, is good.
Exactly.
Or any kind of controversy is good controversy, or any kind of publicity is good publicity, good or bad.
Yep. It's gonna increase views one way or another.
You and I are talking about it.
Exactly.
Everybody is talking about it. This was done strategically. He knew what it is. He's 100%. An agent of Satan. He's an agent of Satan, and he knows. This is the deal that he made. He knows that this is gonna bring him to stardom. This is gonna take him to the next level. He had that hit. He has a couple of hits, after Old Time Road, but Old Town, is it Old Time Road or Old Town Road? Old Town Road. He has the hits, but this is gonna bring him to another level. Yeah. He is gonna be the premier gay artist. He's just going to be the one. And they have already said the machine has got behind this guy. And he is going to be the one. This is going to be the thing that brings the gay community out. And he's going to be one of the leaders.
Out of what? I I know we already kind of said, I don't see what good this does for the gay community. Him being a gay hip hop artist, I can see that. But the association, I would be honestly ashamed. I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if I was gay and then I was trying to, like, you know, try to make life easier for gay people, and not get half of the country to look down on you, I would definitely condemn what Lil Nas X was doing in that video.
Yeah.
They have images in that video where he's kissing Satan, making out with Satan. They've got images in that video where he's...
You wouldn't get piped in the rear, the derriere, by the devil to help the gay community. Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
It was like, question I have is, where is his daddy? Where is this guy's daddy at? Where's his father at? I understand that, I did a little bit of research before I did my video. Because the name of the video is called
Montero.
Yeah. And that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
And his dad was in his life. His dad was very prevalent in his life. So I want to know what his dad thinks of this. I want to know what his dad honestly thinks of this, because I read that his dad was a man of faith. So if he's a man of faith, he needs to come out and condemn this and say, I don't condone this.
Yep.
So it is what it is. And then you got the whole thing with the Nikes and the shoe deal and everything.
Oh, Nike. I mean, we already knew that they produce blood shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they believe in slave labor. But they're like, we had no part in this collaboration.
Yeah, if you can explain what that whole thing is as far as the collaboration and Nike's involvement with it. And
yeah, so essentially what it is Nike sells shoes to a brand called, I believe, it's MSCHF, I believe.
I guess it's supposed to be Mischief.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I think it's Mischief. I had never heard of them previous to this.
Yeah.
Apparently they like pushing boundaries. So they purchased the shoes from Nike, and then from there they have artists customize them essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And they collaborate with, musicians and such like Lil Nas X. So Nike is, disassociating themselves from this devil shoe. I can't remember what they call it, the satanic shoe or whatever, that has human blood, which I'm like, where did they get human blood from?
Probably be from one of these kids in China that they make the shoe from.
Probably. But the issue is they're not coming out and saying, do not do this with our product, cease and desist.
Yes.
Stop this now. We will sue you if you pursue this.
Yes. If they do not do that, then Nike, I don't care how many times they say we condemn this or how many times if they allow this to be released, then they are just as guilty in my book.
100%. And the fact that they were so quick to bend the knee to Kaepernick on the Betsy Ross shoe and not produce a Betsy Ross shoe, but aren't condemning this, speaks volumes about Nike. Yeah. I mean, we already knew that they were, on a humanitarian level, trash. But this just really solidifies for me, like, I will never have a Nike product in my home.
Same here. I have these sweats that I just bought that are really, really comfortable and I really like in their Nike products. And I'm going to have to just give those away because I will throw away all of my Nikes. I can't have that in my house with them producing this garbage material or this garbage product. I just refuse.
Yeah.
So Lil Nas X, he is the future, unfortunately. And it's up to Christians to speak out against it and be critical of this.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about everyday Christians that you see walking down the street. I'm talking about Christians with a platform.
Mm-hmm.
Christians that are in Hollywood, Christians that are in prominent positions, that have a voice that can travel and reach people, to come out and strongly condemn Lil Nas X and what he's doing and not care about what is going to happen in the aftermath. Because this is why they've been able to take control. Because whenever you condemn some of this crap that they're pushing, this satanic crap or something, what they're doing is they're pushing their satanic agenda, but they're shielding it with LGBT. Mm-hmm. So you can't criticize it, because if you criticize it, you're criticizing LGBTQ.
The hell I can't criticize.
Yeah, well,
I know.
You and I will criticize LGBTQ because we're nobodies right now.
Yeah.
But if you're in that position, that prominent position, you cannot criticize LGBT. It doesn't matter if even the devil is behind it. It doesn't matter if Satan is behind it. They will cancel you. They will make it to where you can't eat anymore. Okay? So I want somebody who isn't afraid to come out and say, and it's easy for me to ask because I don't have a career in that field, or I don't have a career to where I'm a prominent figure. But it's easy, like I said, it's easy for me to tell them to do that. But it would be nice to see somebody brave enough to take a stand and be like, hey, I'm a Christian. I am a person that lives my life as a Christian. What I saw in that video was blasphemous, and not care about anything else. See, the left, they take a stand on what they believe. Mm-hmm. They don't care what happens in the aftermath, mainly because they have everybody behind them, but still they're not afraid to take a stand. Where is somebody who is a Christian? Christians have been getting beat over the head for years. Yep. They have it to where you will get banned for saying or reciting an actual Bible verse on social media, on some of these social media platforms. But you can call Jesus a homosexual. You can call Jesus a racist. And everybody is fine with that.
Right. And
that's where I'm like, nah, this is too much.
Nope.
This is too much.
It's time just to step up. And when, someone needs to come out, not just one person, many Christians.
Yes.
But not just it
needs to be a united front.
It needs to be a united front. And the other thing is we need to rally behind people as they speak out.
Like we have to rally behind people.
Not silently cheering in the background.
But that's the problem.
Thank you for saying something.
That's the problem with conservatives and a lot of Christians is the things that we're not naturally people who rally behind or get a united front or be like, yes, we have your back. We just aren't naturally like that because we're individualistic people.
Right.
We are, you leave us alone and we'll leave you alone. And or even libertarians are like, just like live and let live. And
don't infringe on my freedoms and I won't infringe on yours.
Yes, exactly. And it's the left has a natural, like, authoritarian kind of way of going at things. Absolutely. Either you get down or you lay down.
Yep.
You get down or we're going to walk over you. You get down or you get down with our cause or we're going to cancel you.
Fall in line.
Yep. Or we're going to cancel you, or we're going to kick you out, or you're going to be an outcast of society.
Right.
The left can do that all day because that's what, and they have no shame doing that.
No.
Conservatives,
because they have the moral high ground.
Yes, because they have the what they consider moral high ground.
Right.
And right now, being accepting of the LGBTQ community and what they are doing, they see it used to be about them getting rights and having rights to doing things. But now it's like to another level to where not only do we want our rights, we want you to 100% get behind and be down with LGBT, or you are an outcast of society.
Well, I think part of the issue too is that the LGBTQ community is seeing a big divide within itself, because there are a lot of gay people, a lot of lesbians who aren't down with the current agenda of what's being pushed in the mainstream media as far as the LGBTQ
Where are
community
the prominent
goes.
ones? That's why I'm asking. Like, I
Good
want prominent ones to come out. Ellen DeGeneres, where are you?
She's
You are
canceled at the moment.
Yes, they canceled you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They canceled you. Are you down with this?
No. Who's that?
Rosie O'Donnell?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, where are you at? Do you accept this?
No, and that's the thing. It's like, oh no, I can't remember her name. Her name's like Ariel, something. I follow her on Twitter. Anyway, she's very vocal about it, and so you know that there are a lot of gay, lesbian, even transgender people. Look at Blair White, who are just like, this is not cool, like not okay with it. But because there's louder people, it seems like it's the entire community, and that's a tragic shame. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that it just seems louder, and this guy is just only going to get success off of this.
Yep.
The reason why it seems louder is because all of the things that he's going to gain. I mean, he made a deal with the devil, and he's an agent of Satan, this Lil Nas X guy, but it just looks like he's going to continue to win.
Well,
so, with no pushback. Yeah. And conservatives and Christians are being looked at as the bad guys because we are condemning this, because we are speaking out against this. So
because we see that it's grooming children for... Anyway, there's a whole bunch of reasons why, but that's just one.
God, that video was atrocious.
Oh, yeah. It has, to me, it has nothing to do with it being like the gay part of it, which is being applauded. That has nothing to do with that. That part out, if it were straight, heterosexual, even then I would be like,
yeah, I mean,
this
even if
trash.
it was Cardi B doing that, that would be trash.
Exactly.
If that was like somebody like, I don't know, Beyonce doing that, ascending to heaven and then like sliding down a stripper pole to hell, that would still be just as garbage, you know? But they probably couldn't do that and get away with it, actually. I would say a heterosexual person probably, I mean, maybe Beyonce might be able to get away with it because like...
Oh, I don't think so. I think maybe Cardi B could maybe get away with it. I don't think Beyonce could. The majority of heterosexual celebrities, I don't think could get away with it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it depends on what where they're at in their career.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Now they can, because this is the boundary has been pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Like the door has been pushed wide open.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, cool. Like,
yeah, they're used.
Satanic shoes are mainstream. Sweet. Let's put human blood in every. Like it's just. Other bodily fluids next. Ooh.
What are the odds that human blood is a baby's blood?
Oh gosh.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I don't think that's. If it were, burn it down. Burn it all down. Like, I would, yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing is disgusting because usually in a lot of these rituals, they want the blood of an innocent person.
Yeah.
And the innocent person is only a child or a baby.
Yeah.
The blood of the innocent is what they use for a lot of these rituals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I would want them to disclose where they got this human blood. Not that it would make it okay, but it should be disclosed.
Yes.
Because at a certain point, I mean, people do have freedom of religion, right? They can, if the blood was given freely, you know, that's your choice to make. But I don't want to see it push mainstream. You know what I mean? Like, and be like the cool.
Too late.
I know.
It's crazy. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today. That was another episode of One Patriot. I am Burning Spear Patriot, and
I am Libby Lou Patriot. Thanks for joining us.
all right.
Alrighty.
Signing off.
Bye.
Good night.